we have huge news that it comes in a small package.
Yes, we have a new book coming and you can pre-order it now.
And guess what, people? It's only 160 pages, which I don't even know how that was us.
I don't know, but it's basically all our wisdom, everything that we know about THM, but it's packaged into just practical daily skills. And it's called The 7 Skills to Lasting Health.
It's kind of like the primer you've been waiting for. If you've been a vet for years, it's going to bring life back into this whole lifestyle for you, because it's going to refresh you and make it seem so much more doable, where you're going to be like, oh my goodness, it's been this simple all along. Yeehaw.
And then if you're a newbie, or hey, perhaps you know someone and you've never wanted to give one of our long books to them because most people like raise an eyebrow at the length, hey, you can share this with people without them thinking you're weird or we're weird.
And we've got 21 recipes in there, so they've got everything to get started. You know, you can purchase it now as a pre-order too.
And here's what you get as a pre-order. Now, this book doesn't come out to June, so we wanted to equip you. By the way, this book is only $14.99, people. It's a doable purchase.
Yeah, and everything you want to know, it's in there.
So we did 7 mini podcasts, 1 podcast for each skill. So we want to equip you now with these skills. We want you to incorporate them into your daily life. When the book comes, then you'll be extra ready to just soak it all in. And
yes,
we filmed recipes for you.
Hey, we didn't just film them in Pearl's kitchen. We went and did this professionally. We hired the big lighting and the big cameras.
Are you proud of us?
I'm proud of us.
Well, that's what you get when you pre-order. It's
free.
Kind of a big deal. And let's talk about where it's available, because we partnered with a new publisher, Harvest House.
Yes.
We love them and they love us.
Yes, we're a thing.
And we are going to be everywhere, guys. Of course, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, Christian Books A Billion. Everywhere books are sold.
Everywhere. You know, you can even walk into Hobby Lobby and find it.
Oh man, we're going to be something.
Yay.
This is the Poddy with Serene and Pearl. Get it right, Poddy.
Hey, welcome back to the Trim Healthy Podcast. We are up in 2026, and are you doing your stuff? Like, are you doing what you set out to do? Where are you at?
Oh, did I have any goals for this new year? And I probably announced them on the pod. I can't remember what they were though. I feel like I'm just living a great life, and I've got stories to tell, because you guys, we have not been together in this pod cabin for 4 weeks, even though the pods have continued to come for our listeners. We were separated for holidays.
For holidays, yep. What'd you guys do?
We had family.
Yeah.
We had family, we had babies, grandbabies pop up.
Lots of grandbabies, but you have something to share, I can tell, because I have something to share, and I'm going to let you go first.
When he's extra polite,
yeah,
it means he has something to share.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
yeah.
you know, it's
like
fake
you
politeness.
get yours out,
Yes.
and then I'll...
I'm just going to kind of struggle and act like I'm really interested in what you're saying, and then I'll attack. So
I'm asking you a question about because I want to share mine.
Yes. I could
No,
do it.
it's true.
Stop sniffing the Sharpies.
It doesn't smell like grape.
No.
You
No.
know, I thought,
It smells like addiction.
is it though?
No, it just smells like it will get you high, though.
I never understood those kids who were like, there you ever got a sniff a Sharpie in school. Because I tried it and I was like, it's a scent. You don't get
just
like,
awful.
wee.
Yeah.
Hey, it's time for the banter, the part you hate, but we love.
I'm really sorry about my hair today, people. It was really, I did not have time, and it's flat. So
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
You're over 40 and
Mine
it's
is
past your
always
ears.
flat.
Rejoice.
All right, Dan.
Oh, I do have an
please,
NSV.
Please bring, yeah.
An NSV, a non-scale victory.
And I
Yeah.
do too, but you go for yours first.
And I'm no acronym guy. Raise your hand if you've ever struggled to gain weight. Okay?
That girl has.
Okay. But raise your hand if when you finally gain your weight, it's only in your belly.
Right.
But raise your hand if you had a breakthrough
Yeah.
and you're delivering nothing
You
but
got
the
fat legs
chunkiest
now.
of legs to your wife.
Wow.
Come get these
Come on.
chinthies,
I
Lisa.
love
What about wrists too? Wrists?
Oh, the wrists are starting
How
to.
are you doing
let
it?
me just get a bigger watch setting.
You got some quads now? Some big old quads.
I've just been getting compliments about my thunder thighs.
Oh.
I can, you know what I can do? I can open a walnut with.
Okay, so tell us.
I told you. I warned you. I warned you.
Tell us what you've been doing to achieve such NSVs.
You know what I've been doing? I've been recycling soda cans.
Has this been strength training and protein during the holidays, though?
Yeah, so my son's in town.
Yeah. Whenever the sun's in, Danny steps up.
Coach Son is here.
I love that.
And he pushes me to lift heavier weights.
Yeah.
Is that why you've let your hair go a little bit more demure? Because you're really confident with your...
She's lost it.
Okay. All right. All right.
Serene's stomach hurts. Okay.
7.
You're confident with your thunder thighs, so you don't need the hair, is what she's saying.
Yeah. Well,
Your hair can never please Serene. Last time it was like David the lad of Goliath, and now this time it's...
raise your hand if you get tired of paying $60 for a haircut because you live in the wrong hipster town.
You definitely live in the wrong town.
So what I did is I just took clippers
Yes, you did.
on one setting.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm done with it all. I'm not even gonna like change a clipper guard. And I just like felt it. Like I like some places I went in deeper, some places I just wisped, and I cut my own hair.
I don't mind it.
Can you tell? Does it look like a homemade haircut?
Yeah, a little bit, but I
Little
don't
bit,
mind
a
that.
tiny bit.
That's good. If you're over 40 and you're a man, you're allowed to do that.
I just got tired. It's not like
If you have thunder thighs that you're bringing to your wife and
Yeah.
she's approving.
Yeah, come get these.
Oh my goodness.
It's just, I haven't been with Dan for a long time, and the level of humor is just, it's just his humor gets
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Dan's
I've got
humor
a
is
stomach ache
special
today,
to
and
us.
it's just really giving me the, I can't laugh or it'll hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, now let me share with you a tale. This is not the meat of our podcast, but it could be a definite appetizer of salami, ham.
Yes.
It's definitely appetizer meat,
Give us a slice.
you know,
It's just the skin around the
because
deli
it's
meat.
not about
You know how
health.
some of that preserved meat has the red strip?
No, it's more than that.
Yeah, some of that cheap Walmart stuff. Stop
Watch
making
yourself.
laugh.
Watch yourself move.
Don't
Hold it in.
Yeah, so I'm going to share the story of what happened to my husband and I, who I think, I would say, look at our marriage, and I would think, oh, great marriage. I think if I could have a tiny bit of pride in something, it might be my marriage, because I feel like we do really well. We're best friends. I mean, Serene, you can attest to this. My husband speaks highly about me. Like
yeah.
some people think he worships the ground I walk on.
Yeah.
Like this man, I'm saying all this because some things you're going to hear, you're going to be like, what a jerk. But this guy is like the most outstanding husband in the world. He loves me so much. He loves me in a way that I shouldn't even be loved, that I don't deserve it. I don't have to be anything for it. He just loves me better than I've loved him, I think. But my husband has this quirk. He cannot be late. It's actually something in his brain that takes over his whole personality and becomes an obsession. If we're late at any time, my amazing husband, who is kind, generous, very sweet to me, and very loving, is no longer that. And this all happened a couple of weeks ago as him and I were about to go on this beautiful romantic cruise together.
Isn't it your Christmas present to one another?
Well, he gets free cruises, so we could call it a present.
Why does he get free cruises?
Because he plays the slots. Don't tell my mum that.
The slots?
Yeah, he plays on the casino, the little penny slots. And
on
if
the
you put
cruise.
enough time in there, they give you free
You're like
cheap
a frequent
cruises.
flyer.
Because they want you to come back.
They
and
want you
waste
to
your
come back
money.
and drop some more money.
You pay for it in the
He always
casino.
has a certain amount that he never goes over, and he takes it, and he just does,
Yeah.
low dollars.
Yeah, cull the herd, Pearl.
Cull
It's
the
just
herd.
like
You already culled the herd for most of
I
us, but
know.
I just culled a few more.
Yeah, for some, gambling is against the Bible,
oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but he, he has his own thing about it. Bless him. Okay, so what happened was this was a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale, And that's the biggest cruise port in the world and the busiest. And so we left our beautiful hotel that morning. We stayed there the night before, just having a great time, thinking we're the best married couple that there is. No one's as good as us.
Yeah.
And then we got in the Uber and we were less than a mile away. What should have been, and there's quite a bit of traffic, a 7-minute drive. We were 1 hour in and have gone maybe a quarter of a mile. The traffic was so intense. But I overpack. And so we had a very huge,
She does. She overpacks.
huge suitcase, which was mine. And then I asked him to take a bigger one because maybe we would buy some Christmas presents for the grandies. I wanted room to put more stuff in. When you go to an island, you might see stuff. So we had 2
And stuff is the perfect description. It's just stuff.
large suitcases. And we're supposed to be on the cruise ship at 12. And it's like at this point, 5 to 12. And if Charlie is not early, he's late. And I can just see this thing that he gets come over him. And he's just like, keeps looking at his watch. And then I'm like, honey, do you think we should just walk? And we're at a standstill. Traffic is not moving. People getting out of their cars. There's something wrong. We're not going to get there. In the next 2 hours, we just realize we're going to have to walk. And we looked at it because we'd gone around the other way. We're actually further from the cruise terminal than where we started at our hotel. So we're over a mile away, and we have 2 huge suitcases, and I have a backpack stuffed full with my large computer on it because I'm going to work, write books, and I don't want to put my computer in my suitcase. And so that was very heavy, stuffed with other books I'm about to read. So we just leave the Uber, pay her, get out. It's hot. And we're dragging 2 huge suitcases. And my husband doesn't look to see if I'm okay. He just gets out of the car and starts walking at the most furious pace, dragging his suitcase. Furious, like it is Olympic Games walking. And I'm like just kind of sprinting and then just stopping and then trying to keep up. And we do this for like half an hour and we're still, not there because we have to wait for red lights and this is in the middle of the city. And I am really struggling. I'm sweating. I'm gross. And I have to go to the bathroom. So we see a gas station. And I'm like, honey, please stop. We have to go in here. I have to go to the bathroom. And then it was one of those ones you have to go find the key. And it's so foul. And I have to put toilet paper on the toilet seat.
What is it about, like, the ones that are most protected are most covered in human filth?
And I was going to get a disease unless I lined
goodness.
it. Even if you squat a little bit, you're going to touch something.
You told me you weren't going to be funny anymore because I've got a stomach ache.
You're like, can I use your bathroom, please? They're like, oh, the sacred room?
Yeah,
They're like,
one
let
with
us get the key
the
that's
old
attached,
metal key.
that is attached to a
old
baseball bat. And they gave you the key, and you open it thinking, man, this is where they store their gold.
Yes.
And
but
it's not
my
where they
husband
store
at this
their
point
gold.
has no compassion for the peeing wife. Like, hurry up. Like, just, okay, just do it. But that takes me a little while because I have to go to get the key from the people and all of that. So then we get back and he is moving even faster now. And I'm like, struggling, sweating, all this. And then suddenly I flip over my suitcase.
No.
Land. Yeah, it was like a movie scene. Land flat on my face. My hands kind of caught me. I had gravel and planted in my hands. And I'm just suddenly there on the ground. Everything's like fallen off. My computer's out of my bag. And I just look. I put my head up and I see my husband continuing walking.
Yeah, Chuck.
And I'm like, hey, he still doesn't turn around. Hey, Charlie. I'm like, I am hurt. And he gets this he's still in the zone.
Oh, yeah,
He can't
another
be late.
inconvenience is what he's thinking.
You know what he says to me?
Another obstacle. What
I
do you
was
say?
so in shock. He does not walk my way. He does not help me up.
No.
There's only the cruise ship that he believes is
That's right.
sailing away.
That's right.
And he's like, you're going to have to woman up and hurry up and get up.
Yeah.
That was his words
You
to
are
me.
ruining his day. He said that.
He said to me, you're going to have to woman up and
Woman
get
up.
over it.
Woman up.
So
Chuck inspires us all.
this is the best husband in the world now, mind you, right? That I was thinking that. the day
Oh my
before.
goodness.
Remind me to stand up with my wife later. Stand up to her.
And so I'm shocked. I'm almost in shock. Like, this is. I know
my
he has a thing about being late, but this
Chuck,
is really
don't
over.
play, boy.
This is
Oh my
really over the
goodness.
top, right?
It's the funniest story. You told me it was be serious.
And I'm thinking, how what is this really happening? People are watching us. Like, who is this? Who is this abusive man?
Yes.
And this poor woman.
Yes.
Like this poor abused woman on the ground, who he has not put a hand to.
He's actually the gentlest man from the 1800s.
Yeah,
And
right.
treats the woman and girls.
He loves women more than all
Absolutely.
creatures.
Yes. Yes.
He tolerates men, but he loves and adores women.
Yes.
So I get up, and I'm thinking, I'm kind of hurt. I'm thinking my hip is hurt, my ankle's hurt, but he has continued with
Yes.
Charlie Pace. And I said, I can't do it because I start like limping a little bit. I can't do it. So he does turn back this time. He grabs my suitcase. He grabs my backpack. He is now pulling two of the largest suitcases known to man, my backpack and his briefcase on his back. And he is charging forward.
And this is a man who's not in the gym every day.
No, but
All
he
of a
has,
sudden he's
he has
Hercules.
superpowers. He is the strongest man in the world, and he can still go at a pace that I am in disbelief over. And so I am carrying nothing because he would not allow me to. I'm like, well, maybe I could carry my backpack. No.
If you said this story in monotone, I'd be able to get through it. Would you just relax it? It's too funny for me.
So I wish I could show you. I am hopping, limping behind him. This woman behind, like several paces behind. And I realize as we're getting closer and closer to the cruise ship terminal, things are hurting. And so I say, I'm hurt. So he does. He slows down. He's like, okay, but we have to get in there no matter what. So we get in there, and we get into our room finally, and I'm just thinking, I don't know. There's something wrong with my ankle. But it wasn't that bad. I figure I pulled a stone out of my hand thinking, okay, we made it. I don't know whether I should be not talking to him at this point. I really had to make a decision.
You're wondering your position as a wife so that
really-
we don't train any bad habits.
Yeah, I was thought if I let this go,
I get
this
it.
is something I don't want to repeat again. And
Yeah.
he should know what he did, right? And he kept giving me sheepish looks too, because we made it on the cruise ship, and
Okay.
he's realizing kind of what happened. That
Chuckles felt guilty.
yeah, I could see the guilty looks start to come on his face.
Yep.
And I was thinking, I really have the hand here.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the hand in marriage?
Oh,
This is
man.
too funny.
It's
Stop it.
rare, but when I have it,
I felt the power.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Stop
I
being
will
funny.
I will alert the news media to take my case.
Well, something helped me out with the hand.
Hmm.
It was the providence.
Yeah, what'd you
My
do?
ankle just really helped me out.
Okay.
It started swelling. And I'm looking, hey honey, is there something wrong with my ankle?
Yeah, you get that wife delight rises in you that you're truly medically hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Don't worry, there are wheelchairs involved soon.
Oh, yeah, there are.
Honey, my ankle's swelling, and he's like, okay, yeah, well, I think it's gonna be all right. I think just rest it. So I'm resting it, and then I'm resting it.
She
just-
sends me a picture. She looks like she's one of those cruise ladies, you know?
Oh,
One of those big-legged cruise.
The
yeah.
ankle's not looking normal at this point.
And her legs never see the sun. So she has this
White.
big white whale.
White whale of an ankle.
Just
And no, I've never had a sprained ankle in my life, so I don't really know what's happening.
got one of them all-you-can-eat ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's happening to myself at this
It
point.
was a cankle.
Yeah.
It's definitely a ankle.
You got that cruise buffet ankle.
Yes, and so it's time. I feel to myself. We usually go to the dining room in the evening, and that's because you can really be respectful when you go to the dining room. I, as a person who's cruised 27 times,
She
I'm
said that with
okay.
pride, man.
I'm okay with the buffet for
Said that
breakfast
with
and
pride,
lunch.
like
Yes, I
you've got the
did.
trophy.
Yes, I did. Give me the trophy. But my rules are dining room in the evening because plebeians go to the buffet in the evening, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly.
That would be me. I've been on one cruise.
Yeah, the only one.
What
yeah.
man? That buffet really
Yeah, no, the
speaks
buffet's
to
good,
a guy.
but yeah.
I felt like I started making little mouse noises. Little
Don't
sniffy,
make Serene laugh.
little sniffy
Yes.
noise. I see that buffet and I just start to make little mouse hoofs of air in my nose.
Oh, now my eyes are streaming. But we had to go to the buffet because I wasn't really looking good for the dining room.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get up to go to the buffet, and I'm not walking. And I put my foot down, and it's pain. And I think I've broken my ankle. My husband broke my ankle.
Yeah, he did it.
Basically in my head.
For sure.
And but somehow he helps me basically in. I don't want to make you laugh, Serene. But
Just be
I
real
can't
monotone.
even limp. So he lifts me because he feels so guilty. He lifts me up, puts me down, lifts me up, puts me down, lifts me up, puts me down, all the way to the buffet. He goes.
She's done. That was it. Do you want my belt? You can gird yourself.
People listening might not find this is funny, but Serene knows Charlie. Then he goes and gets me my food. Anything I want. Because my hand is so strong with the power.
With the power.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
With the power.
When
Yeah.
you sent me that picture, you had pillows all around you and pillows under your legs. Had he set you up like that, queen on the bed?
He set me up. Oh, but then it got progressively worse. I can't even finish my dinner, and now it's not just feeling the hand of the power. Now it's real pain. I think my ankle is broken. I'm like, honey, I have to go to this. Take me to the dungeon doctor. There's always one in the basement of the ship, because I couldn't walk. And I tried to use the bathroom, and he couldn't take me in there. And I just held on to the side and rolled along the wall to the cubicle because I couldn't put any thinking it's broken. So I go down, they give me an x-ray, and they say, no, it's no broken, but it looks like it's badly sprained. So they give me a wheelchair. And my husband wheels me up to the room and sets me on the bed again. And I really milk it, man. I really do. Because I thought,
Strong was the hand.
yeah, strong was the hand, and all night. And he's like, I really kind of messed up, didn't I? He said to me. I'm like, yeah, you did. And it's not like you. But I don't know what came over you. And then all night I was thinking, this hand, even though I'm in so much pain, is quite fun. I could continue it for the whole ship.
Yeah.
And it was a choice all night, even though whenever I slept and there was too much pain, but I had these dreams about a helicopter taking me off the ship and saving
No,
me.
you didn't have dreams. You texted me.
Yeah, I
You
wanted
said
a
that
helicopter
you were
come.
going to ask Charlie Barrett to get a special helicopter to come take you off the ship back to the mainland so you could be hooked up to a pain pump.
I did. I was in that much pain. Woo!
Did you actually see the cruise ship doctor?
Yeah, cruise ship doctor helped me.
Wow.
Yeah, and my husband had to watch.
Did he seem fulfilled in his career?
Yeah, the cruise ship doctor. I think he was. And
That was funny. too.
so I had to make this choice because I didn't sleep much. I wrestled with it. Do I keep making him feel guilty tomorrow? Because I could. Whew, it was very tempting. It was very tempting. And I'm just thinking this out now.
It was more fun than the cruise at this point.
Yeah, even though
Like,
there
even
was
a-
pain.
No,
and then
even
I've
a
never had
cruise
sprained
without
ankle.
the pain and the sprained ankle and without the gravel in your hand, you were having
never had
a
such
really
power in my
fun
marriage
cruise.
before.
How long? Are you still holding the strong hand?
No,
No?
that's what I'm
You
saying.
let her go?
No,
I-
she's wrestling.
I
She's grappling.
wrestled all night,
Yeah.
and let him know during the night how much my pain was too.
In the night.
Yeah, like
Last
if
night.
I needed to go, I really did.
You let her rip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm under the
This is
hand
too
right now.
great.
Her hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm under the
Oh,
hand.
poor you.
That's why the hair is low.
Low is the hair.
I'm really struggling. I think I have to go home.
Do you want to gird yourself with my belt?
I'm girding, man.
Well, it's not as funny from here on out. I said to him the next morning, when he was still really serving me with all his might and bringing the wheelchair to me and really about to just lay his life down for the rest of the cruise because he just knew he messed up.
Did you even brush your teeth?
No, that's gross. But I just said, honey, you know what? I forgive you. You are the most outstanding husband. I don't really know what came over you, but it was a blip. And if that doesn't have to happen again, that would be fantastic. But it doesn't take anything away from who you are. And then we joked about the whole thing and laughed about it and spent the rest of the week. I healed pretty quickly. By the rest of the cruise, like I was kind of limping around.
Well, you had pineapple, fresh pineapple.
I
in
had
the sun.
fresh pineapple and the sun like 3 times a day, and I healed. By the end of the cruise, I was walking almost normally. But we had such a fabulous time, and I feel like it was a bit of a turning point for me because I don't know, and maybe you don't relate to this, but it really felt so good having power over someone else and being able to manipulate them, especially when it's your husband.
Help.
And I have had times of that, and I've enjoyed it, but I could have really done it. But I decided that it was yummy, but it was yummy in a wrong way.
Little insight into the
Yeah.
mind of women, boys.
That's a powerful, profound line. Yummy in a wrong way.
Yeah.
It's yummy
It wasn't
to them.
yummy for him.
No.
I mean, he would have kind of
Not for you.
done, let me be thy servant for the whole time, like farm boy, fetch me the pail. He really would have. But I don't want to hold it over. I wanted him to know, actually. I really wanted him to know. It was a lens. I'm either going to choose to look at this, like at some point I was thinking he was such a monster that I was actually going to go home and of the way I could tell this story, I could even share it with my parents. I could share it with my sister. Like I could pull his name down, right? And I have here on the Poddy, but I've done it in a way that shows it was a moment in time.
Yeah.
But I do remember other times that he lost his mind over being late.
Yes.
Now, if I had that lens,
It's a cute little quirk. That's all it is.
that's a cute quirk for sure. But if I had that lens, I could really zero in, and this is what I
And
wrestled
think
with
that's
all night.
of him.
Think
But it's
that that's
not
a
all of
large
him.
part of him, and he cares about me so little. He cares about that cruise
No,
ship
he was
and being
trying
on
to
time
get
so
you on that cruise.
I know,
'cause
but
he
my
thinks you
my
love
lens
cruises.
was
Yeah.
tempted to think he cares about me so little that he would abandon me on the road. And that's really the sort of man he is, you know. But in truth, that's really the man he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
He has a quirk, and so I choose to focus. I chose, and you know, and I'm
And
just
the quirk is that your whole life when you were tired with a bunch of little children in your trailer
Yeah.
home,
yeah.
his dream was, Pearl, I'm going to get you out of here and we're going to go on cruises. When you were poor together and he gave blood to feed you guys, his whole dream was to take his princess on the princess liners and take her on the cruises. Like that was his dream. So when he's huffing and puffing with all the Hercules suitcases, he's trying to get his princess on there and save her the spot before the ship goes toot toot and goes off.
Now, see, that's such a perspective thing, you know, the eye is the lamp of the body thing, because these are the divorce stories you hear. You're like, oh, really? What? Tell us about the
Yeah.
SOB,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like like for
Guess
example,
what he did.
they're like, well, for example, this one time we went on a cruise and I
Yeah.
broke my ankle, and all he cared about was
Yeah.
to illustrate how selfish this person, how justified it was to leave him or whatever. And same thing, men will tell these similar stories. She's so crazy that this one
Yeah.
time, and it's like so much of this is so common. Like when we're
yeah.
at our worst, we do stupid stuff. When y'all are at your worst,
Yes,
you do
we
stupid
all have
stuff.
sides of
Yeah.
us that are a little bit insane.
Insane.
I've got some sides of me that are, and he
me
loves me
too.
right through it.
You should have seen
And
me
that
last
was
night.
the yeah, and that was the thing, and I'm going to hear that, Danny. I realized when I was wrestling with
Yeah.
it, to keep the hand or not, to give it over,
Yep.
Yeah.
that I am so far from perfect, and yet he doesn't love me for the things I do or do not do. He just loves me through it. He thinks I'm
Yeah.
funny, and I need to think he's funny over this.
It's like when you decided to think he was funny when you would go grocery shopping and he
Yeah.
would realign all of your, like, oh no, the cans are not with the cans.
Yeah.
You're putting the paper towels with the spaghetti. Paper
Yeah.
towels go separate than spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your next husband
She
is going
thinks
to be
it's
in a hurry.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He's going to hurt you
Yeah.
on the way.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their thing. And I told Charlie, and he called me right before this party and said, I'm about to share the story. And he's like, tell them how much, tell them what an idiot I was. Like, but we laughed about it because it's humorous. It's humorous to us now.
Yeah.
It's not a thing in my spirit at all. I had to let it go because it could have been a little root of bitterness, I feel.
Yeah.
But I had to grab it, pluck it out, and just see the fun and the joy and the humor and all of it.
Because you know who he is. He's, who he is 24/7 most of the time.
Yeah, I know. It's so true. But
it's a little quirk you've seen before. It's just cute. It's a quirk.
But it's what we choose to focus on,
is.
right?
Yeah.
And we're 32 minutes in, and that story took half an hour.
And it was funny too. It was paying me some.
You're in a mature. That's called a mature relationship.
Yeah, but I haven't always been mature, Dad.
Well, no, and no one has. I mean, you're in your 20s, and you use your. We like to use situations like that to prove that. He doesn't love me or that I'm worth nothing to him. Mm-hmm. And it's really more a statement of our own self-worth, of where we're at personally. And so that our spouse, and the same thing, men for women, and women for men, our spouse brings out our own insecurity. We need to learn to love ourselves more.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, that's...
Why are you, and I could spiel from there and I'm going to, but just before, why does your wife could have the hand over you right now? What's going on?
Yeah, well, you said you should have seen me last night. Fess up.
Yeah. No, I'm in a season of just striking out. Yeah.
Don't say it funny, though. Just give me some,
I'll give it real plain.
Give it real plain.
Just, the things that weigh on male brains, provision, life calling, making sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're providing well for your family. You're providing, I want to provide big experiences for my family. And, if I don't, and to somebody else, they would say, dude, this guy provides huge experiences for his family. And I wish I could like Danny does. But, as you grow, you raise the bar, the bar's always going up. You're never at where you want to be. At least I seem to not be, while I'm trying to be grateful at the same time.
Right.
And so when I'm not feeling like I'm hitting those home runs professionally, personally, I can tend to be a bit of a wallybugger. Oh, sorry, wallybugger.
For some reason, Daddy's words make Serene laugh more than anybody.
Because it's one of these Australian words.
Yeah.
That like
Are you just a bit of a bear then?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just anything that touches me is going to regret it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's not personal to my wife. And so when she is just like the softest hand on my back, how are you? And I'm just pulling away like this is like second grade.
But it's you, not her, because you still love her with every fiber of your being, but you're...
Yeah, but I just can't stand life right now. I don't mean globally. I just mean in this moment, I'm stressed about 18 things. Mm-hmm. And so whatever touches me is like, I can't deal with it, and I'm trying to grow in that, right? But I mean, when all Charlie's thinking is we're late, like we're going to miss this boat and it's over. The boat shall leave.
And I am the conqueror for the wife, and I'm going to conquer this problem and get my wife on the ship.
If I have to drag her by the hair, she will have a good time.
Yeah, because he knows I would have been disappointed.
And if he can get there first, he can tell them, wait, my wife is coming. My feet are already on the ship.
Do you have a wheelchair we can borrow? But we're going to make the ship. Yeah, so it was one of those to where I just was cantankerous to be around, and she took it very personally and kept asking me if I was mad at her, and I kept saying no, which kept making me more angry that I had to now deal with this. I got to manage this person being hurt. Yeah. And it's not even about her.
It's the age-old story of
it's
a man and
literally
a woman.
Every relationship.
Yes.
It's every relationship. And, I'm always telling my friends who can't seem to make it work. I'm like, dude, you're going to do this with somebody.
Yeah,
Your next husband is going to leave you in a wheelchair on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Your next wife is going to take it too dramatically and make it all about her and bother you with that. And that's going to be another problem to solve.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that. True. That's a relationship.
And I love how you said, a lot of the problem is because we don't have enough self-worth. Our identity is not rooted in love.
the meat, when we really get down to business. But don't hate us for the rabbit trails.
And oftentimes that can go unawares. I think a lot of people don't realize that they don't have a lot of self-worth. Some people do. I think some people they kind of know they don't.
Right.
There's other people that I feel like they just have become accustomed to the conversations they have in their own head.
100%.
And they just think it's so normal. They don't realize that they're constantly downing themselves and that they have low self-worth.
No, and
Have
they
you
don't
ever been that
experience
way?
sadness.
Yes, I think I've been that way, and I have
Yeah.
just come to a realization that I need to be rooted and grounded in God's love, and have my identity, which I've kind of known in my head my whole life. My identity is in Christ, and He is all this, and so we wrote a book about it. I'm that girl, but I think it's a hard time. Like revelations come in seasons and come stronger and stronger. And I'm just getting this stronger revelation of who I am in Christ. And the more I become rooted in His love, the less I have to try around people. And I think the less just happy I am in myself. And that expresses to my relationships. Because I feel like love, it's a constant flow. And if you are allowing yourself to receive God's love and really be unconditionally accepted, even in all your weaknesses and your quirks and all your, you're like, you leave your wife, at the dock with gravel in her hand, all the quirks we have. When you feel just absolutely like God even loves me like this, and feel rooted and grounded, and then you allow yourself to accept who you are. And then that, I just feel like then the love can flow. But when we're constantly always trying to be something for other people because we don't really have an identity that's rooted and grounded in love, I think we're harder to be around. And I think that a lot of our outlashes to people or our anxieties, I think a lot of it stems from the fact that we don't have enough love. And I've been listening and reading to this wonderful guy called Mark DeJesus. Can I talk a little bit about him?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've actually got the book here because I thought I was going to read it in the break. Love it. This book's title threw me off at first because I'm like, oh, my goodness, is this going to be like I don't know. It just sounds so, to me, one of those self-absorbed books that I'm going to become a narcissist. once I read it.
Self-absorbed help.
It says, God loves me and I love myself. Overcoming the Resistance to Loving Yourself by Mark DeJesus. I listened to one of his podcasts. It really was like, whoa, I needed this, so I got his book. An amazing book. Incredible. He talks about how, in the Bible it says, in the end days, people will be lovers of themselves and blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But he's like, that, when you break it down to the actual meaning of the word, that doesn't actually mean that they're actually rooted and grounded in love and that they truly love themselves through God's eyes, that they're a child of God. They really have the real love for themselves. No, that's just saying what they're so broke in the end times and in our day today, they just mean this kind of season. He just means this kind of season. And it will get worse. Is that people are just so don't know who they are. They so don't have identity rooted in love by their creator that they're broken people. They're not whole. And you become narcissistic. You become like you're just desperate for everything, clamoring to the top all the time. Doesn't matter how many people you have to squash on the way to the top. That's when you don't have love. When you have true worth, it flows to those around people, and you're not offended all the time, and it's just so.
I think it's so true what you're saying,
Yeah.
because I look back and in earlier years, if that had happened to be, my husband had done little quirky late things before, but if it had been to that extent in earlier years when I had less self-worth,
Yeah.
I have grown in it. I'm not
Yeah.
anywhere near where I want to be yet, but a lot of my self-worth and all of that, I've learned a lot from the Empowered Wife, Laura Doyle, too,
Yeah.
about not so much like loving yourself, but knowing yourself as a dignified person. And it doesn't matter what someone else does.
Yes.
That can't take your dignity or, your self-worth or anything away. But if this scenario that I described, the humorous one, had happened even in my 30s or something, I think it would have been such a deep root that I
Yeah.
couldn't have let go.
Right.
Because I didn't have enough love.
Yeah.
But I could let it go.
Right.
Because I was pretty topped
Yeah.
up.
I love it. And he goes into in other parts of this book talking about how narcissism is the opposite of love. When you're all about yourself, when you're self-consumed, that's not love, because love will always flow. And it's just so interesting. And I realized through listening to this guy and reading his books that I feel like I had a perfectionistic bent in my life. And it wasn't kind to myself. You've seen it. I mean, I've talked about the gym and my training and everything. I just want to go to I want to hone something until it's perfectionist, but I can get sadistic with it. I can get very I'm going to whip you into shape. But it's in different areas of my life also. And I feel like I've had to start listening to the conversations that I have over myself. And I've never been aware that I wasn't resting in God's love. I've never really been aware of it until lately. And it's been a beautiful thing. And there's been so much growth and change in my life. And I've started to realize whenever we're trying to fix ourselves, I've been trying to fix myself for a long time, because I always want to be, it's this perfection spirit and it never works. But fixing myself, I just get myself more in knots all the time, by this constant fixing. Because when it's not coming out of a place of love, you actually don't ever grow. You don't ever change. And I just want to read a little quote, and I really loved it. This is called Loving Yourself into Change. He said, here is a missing piece to breakthrough. We cannot powerfully change unless we love ourselves into that change. Permanent, long-lasting transformation occurs best when love is in the atmosphere. Otherwise, we will end up going from one roller coaster to the next, never landing into steady progress. And I started to think about a lot of the feedback that you and I have had, Pearl, from women who are needing change in their health, needing change in their body, needing to have progress in their health and in their weight, but they're not loving themselves into that change. You can even see by some of the things they say, like, I always fail and this is me and I've never been able to stay in this long enough, and I'm always going off, falling off the bandwagon, falling off the diet lifestyle, and I just basically I'm a loser is basically the tone with which we hear some of the feedback. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, there's no love involved in that. And that I think when change is motivated by love, there's so much more room. There's room for some failure. There's room for the when it's room for what is that word? Not progress, but process. Room for process. Room to actually for things to take its time. And for it to be different from maybe your whole dream, like I'm going to lose weight in 2 months and I'm going to be this size or whatever. No, but to have love in the atmosphere for your journey just gives so much more grace. And I believe it brings more lasting change. Because oftentimes when you haven't dealt with this identity issue, you may get to a certain weight and get to a certain health, but you probably sabotage it and go right back because there's an inner issue that, hasn't been really dealt with at the core. It's a really good book.
It's truth in everything do we do. I mean, that's what God is, love, right? But for some reason, I think so many times in our humanness, we don't bask in it.
Yeah.
We just bask in our own thoughts, which are usually not ones of love to ourselves, to myself. I feel like we have to put it on.
Yes.
Until wearing it is so comfortable and so familiar.
Yeah.
And the practice of it.
You know how I've said I've always tried to practice peace my whole life.
Yeah.
And I believe it, and it's great. And I believe it's, that was such a beautiful fruit of the Spirit. But the greatest of these is love.
Yeah.
And I used to always try to have peace before I worked on receiving God's love for me.
Ooh.
And I really got it out of order. And I feel like it was something I've been grappling with and always practicing this peace. And I've had wonderful breakthroughs in it, and it's been great. But why could I never just rest in this beautiful, perfect peace that I have been promised? And I realized lately it's because I haven't been basking in perfect love that casts out all fear. What really does take away fear? Because I have wrestled with fear in my life.
And
It's
fear
from
is
a
just
lung-
stress, worry,
Yeah.
basically.
And it's not worry about bills or I don't worry about any of that stuff. It was just an inner, I've had it since a young child. Just I've had to battle with fear. Sometimes it's not even about anything. Nothing I can even name. It's just a gray lurking feeling. I don't know. And I always didn't understand. Perfect love, the Bible says, casts out all fear. Isn't it perfect peace? Shouldn't that cast out all fear? So, oh Lord, I receive your perfect peace, and I have perfect peace today, and this is all I was trying to walk in. And I never understood until I got to a real breaking point in this perfectionistic mindset. And I was just kind of like exhausted. And I asked the Lord, like what? I just need you. I need your perfect peace. And I had this revelation of surrendering. Like I was actually done with all of my works. And I had this revelation of like, just surrender, like give up. I'm glad you're at this breaking point, Serene, because I've been waiting for you to give up all your works and just surrender into my perfect love. And I have
But what
been
does that
basking
mean?
now.
What does feel my love, be loved, I love you? What does that mean in your mind?
To me, it just means I no longer have to try so hard. When I surrender in his perfect love, I imagine myself no longer on the hamster wheel. No longer like, oh, if I do this, then I will be better or I'll be more whole or I'll be whatever. I just feel like it's no, you will provide. Like I surrender into everything you've provided for me, everything. Like you created me, you'll work it all out. It's a fully like a let go.
But can I bring balance then
Yeah.
for what you're trying to say? I get what you're trying to say, but for you, that doesn't mean you said like, with your perfectionism bent. So you have trained too hard at times. You
And it's
push,
not just
push,
in the
push.
training. It's
no,
just,
but I'm
yeah.
just doing an analogy
Yeah.
right now. But this doesn't mean you won't train, right? So for other women that are like, and you're saying, just give up, just surrender, don't do. This doesn't mean that they won't apply the healthy habits.
No, it's all about do, but it's do from rest, from perfect love. Because, like, I'm not gonna. The more I get rooted and grounded in the love, the more I actually have energy to do. Because I was getting really exhausted, just in my own strength, and it wasn't necessarily in the workout thing. I was just giving that as an example. It was more in a mental space. But I just feel the more I actually realize the love of Christ, bask in it, read scripture about his love, contemplate his love, all that he's done for me, and just really dwell in his love, the more I actually love myself as a child of God, as his creation, not in a narcissistic way. Like instead of like having to be somebody to
Fix
feel
your flaws all the time.
Yes, to be good enough for my family or the business or whatever, to feel like I'm towing the line. No, I'm like, I'm cool like I am. But I know God's going to change me, but I'm not worried about it anymore. And I know he's going to show me ways that I can change, and it's going to be through him. And I'm going to work, but I'm not going to be working out of angst anymore. I'm going to be working out of resting in who created me and what he's purposed me to be. And it's all about him now and him guiding the way and being my shepherd instead of me having to be this like sergeant major with the sharp, thin mustache, like the real meanie one. Like I have a different thing steering my ship, and it's perfect love. And I really have found the key to peace in my life. And it's a process. Like I'm not there right now. I'm there many times in the day, but what I mean is that it's okay as I'm walking into it to be in a process. And I'm just really excited. But I love how you said that you realized with Lisa and, your attitude to her, that you knew it was stemming from the fact that you just had a lot on your plate. You felt like you needed to do this and you needed to do that, and you weren't quite fulfilling everything you felt like you needed to be the awesome Dan, And I really feel like when we rest in who we are, we're a lot sweeter and kinder and more of a blessing to those around us. If we love ourselves more, we actually
because
love
I bet
others
you
better.
your family actually thinks that you are enough.
Yeah, I think they dig me. Yeah, I've got adolescent daughters, so I'm trying to not enter into an anxiety season.
Yes, right. Yeah.
But something that helps me get my butt up and get right as quick as I possibly can. The average life expectancy is 75.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I,
No,
that's
I think I'll go the
super
distance.
sad.
My dad did have a stroke at 69.
I'm going for 120.
Yeah, let's go for it. But let's talk about averages. Average life expectancy is 75. Some breeds go longer, sure. I think y'all's breeds go into the distance. My grandfather was in his 90s. On my mom's side, my other grandfather's in his 80s. So I think I'll beat that. I'm trying to take action today to not have a stroke when I'm 69. Not that it is guaranteed, because my dad did, but makes me pay attention, right? But if the life expectancy is 75, I'm 45, right? And it's not like, it's one thing to say, well, you've got 30 years left, but I heard somebody phrase it like this that like made me go, golly, you've got 30 more summers.
Not many.
That you got 30 summers left. You've got 30 more Christmases. Well, 29, like we just did Christmas. And while that's like, golly, that's kind of morbid, it's also kind of, you need to number your days. And you need to think about how many summers, how many Christmases do you want to fuss, with your spouse? How many Christmases are you gonna know the truth that you didn't need to be tender and touchy and hurt by that? That, but you spent half of that Christmas vacation trying to get your wife or your husband to be different so that you could feel better, or whatever it is that we do, these games we play. I had this crazy dream last night about these games. All right. And we play them with ourselves too, but I was looking in a mirror that was covered in fog and I couldn't see myself. And when I wiped the fog away, it was my wife, the reflection. And it was this.
Hold on. Because she was standing there next to you?
No.
Hold on. Oh, this is a dream.
It was a dream.
Okay.
I'm like, you can go.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. When I wiped the fog to see my reflection, it was blonde hair, and it was my wife, but the face wasn't there. You know what I mean? It was just this blonde hair. And waking up, it was one of those where you have this like crazy weird dream, and then you instantly are awake.
Yes.
And it's almost meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like that. I instantly woke up and I thought about the soul games we were playing last night, where she was hurt and I was angry and not feeling like I was accomplishing goals, and I was pushing her away and she was taking it personally, and this back and forth thing. And the dream just made me pay attention to this idea that she is this other part of me, and that she's this entity in the earth that is bringing out like my shadow things, my darker things, the things that I need to not be anymore. I need to not worry and be fearful about my daughters and about provision. I need to trust and love. The opposite of fear is not bravery. The opposite of fear is love.
Yeah.
And so love begets bravery.
Yeah.
If you walk in love, you will
Yeah.
be brave.
And love begets peace, and love begets it all.
And it all starts with, receiving the Father's love, because that's where love comes from, right? Because
God is
He
love.
is love. He is love. But if we cannot love ourselves, if we're stagnant up here because we have no self-worth and we cannot be kind to ourselves, then we cannot flow it out to other people. We cannot.
Yeah,
We
it's the
literally
reason.
cannot.
It's the literal reason we're not kind to others.
It says, love your neighbor as you love
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And if you have no, a lot of times I feel like CPS should be called on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, you call,
Child
your
Protective
neighbor. Yeah,
Services.
it's like, I saw you beating your child. No, what we say internally sometimes to ourselves is just not kind.
Yeah.
It's verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the meanest lunch lady ever.
Yeah.
She needs a big hug.
Right.
This guy actually talks about how he struggled with food addictions and self-image and self-worth, and he had a lot of self-hate, and he was heavy as a child and heavy as a teenager. And he talked about the more he actually realized his identity and who he was as a child of God, he loved himself into change. It was love. He's tried all the diets before. He did all of it. He always fell off the bandwagon because it was always hate was his taskmaster. He tried to hate his body into being thin.
Right.
Hate his body into change. Hate his body into be worth it for his wife or whatever. And now he has realized it's love that's made lasting change. He is like thin and healthy and everything, and it was love. So it's in answer to Pearl's question. Okay, so now that you're resting in love, so we just accept ourselves. Oh, I accept myself at this 300 pounds of like inflamed pancreas and everything that's killing me. No, you're better than a disease that's killing you. You're worth more.
Yes.
You know, and so it's love that actually, it's kindness to yourself. And he realized when I was eating my Pop-Tarts or whatever, I was being unkind to myself.
I do think that,
you
know, I think I have had that lens since I've started strength training. For me, exercise is something I've done since my 20s, but always ticked it off. Always just ticked it off, didn't enjoy it. And I still don't enjoy strength training. But there is a love for me. Deep in there. A love for Pearl as a grandmother. A love for me as a human. A love for me to honor my postmenopausal body. With just such gratitude that I'm still here 54 years along the way, and just like love, like, oh, I get to go and strengthen my muscles now. I get to love on my body in that manner. It's huge.
I love how you said a love for Pearl. You know, I can accept that now. Before I started listening to Mark DeJesus, I actually couldn't hear people saying that without thinking, oh, that's a little bit new age talk. It's a little bit like love for Pearl. I don't know if I like that language. Like I actually had a resistance in my heart to that language. And even the title, And I Love Myself, I still struggle with the title until I started reading the book.
Because I think it's been taken in ways that probably aren't the
And
greatest.
the church as a whole has a whole bent to it these days where it's like, instead of realizing what God was really saying, it's like, no, you have to really be humble and spiritual. You have to kind of denying yourself is a different thing than what we think. We think denying yourself must be like putting yourself at the lowest and having no self-worth and that's not what God was thinking at all. You know, you can totally give up your life, definitely for people. Yes, because when you love yourself and you have identity who you are in Christ, you kind of walk in his image. That's what he did for us. But and you pour out in this deep love. But there's a whole another religious bent that's basically like you have to think you're junk.
Well, I
broken
think,
junk to be spiritual.
And I think that comes sometimes not always, because there's a pushback and then there's the other way. There's extremes of everything. But I think with motherhood and grandmotherhood and women who are caregivers, some men are too, but just not putting their own oxygen mask on, not loving themselves enough to be the leader in their homes with this, like, you know, if their husband does it, whatever, but just leading by example. Because they're like, but I need to tend to that person. I need to tend to that person. And yes, it is great to be the servant of all, but we can't be a proper servant if we're falling apart.
Exactly. And you know that I love Laura Doyle.
Yeah.
But I struggled with the self-care part of her book.
You did, yeah.
I don't really like that part. I don't really feel like it sounds Christian.
Yeah.
But I really settled into it now. And I've realized I was passing it on to my children.
Ooh.
Because one of my daughters got like this daily calendar or something, and it said, financial planning, this and that, and then self-care. And it was like you put down what you were going to do that month or whatever. She's like, I don't know about that part, Mum, but, and I'm like, ouch. Like because I want my daughter to feel like she can have fun and pencil in things that are going to bless her. But whatever she was raised in actually made her feel there for a while. Oh, the good woman, they don't really take time to go get their nails done, or
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
I loved how humble that was of you to just say that, though.
Well, I mean, I just really feel like I didn't know I didn't know I wasn't rooted and grounded in love, but I've been starting to hear some of the taskmaster voice inside of me. I realize it's not love. I'm not loving myself into change. And I've been realizing that I have been resisting any thoughts of love. Like if somebody gives me a compliment, I've never been able to receive it ever. I'm like, well, you're good at this too. And actually, really, this shirt, it's ugly. I got it from Goodwill. I've slept in it for 2 weeks. Like I can never, ever just receive a compliment. And Laura Doyle always said, you need to receive compliments, in her books.
Yes.
And I was like, well, that part I don't agree with that part. I don't think I should agree. So I'm actually realizing there was in my life a resistance to self-love, and I've had a lot less fear.
Isn't
in
it
my
great
life
though how
since
we
I've
can
been-
change and grow? And we're an hour 1 minute in, but this is good though, good for my soul. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye.